ドジャース、フィリーズに7、8惜敗、日本時間4月7日、米国時間4月6日、シチズンズ、バンク、パークで行われたロサンゼルス、ドジャース対フィラデルフィア、フィリーズの一戦は、7対8でドジャースが惜しくも敗れた。この日の主役は、打線の柱テオスカー、ヘルナンデス、3打数3安打、2本塁打、5打点という驚異的なパフォーマンスを見せ、現地解説陣から、まるで高校野球のスーパースターだ、と絶賛された。しかし、先発タイラー、グラスノーが降雨の影響でマウンド上で制球を乱し、序盤の大量失点が響いた。試合後、デーブ、ロバーツ監督は、敗れはしたが、諦めず戦い続ける姿勢を見せてくれた、と前向きなコメントを残した。一方、グラスノーは、ボールが滑り、集中力を欠いてしまった、と悔しさをにじませ、反省を口にした。白熱した接戦の詳細、選手、監督インタビューの模様は引き続き、日本語字幕付きでご覧ください。
Carl's Jr. moments of the game. Dontrell, since Teo had more than one moment, we just lumped everything together, but he had 2 home runs and had an RBI double in this game.
Ever since he's been in the Dodger uniform, he's been absolutely outstanding. Not even on the field, but in that locker room. And every time they need a big hit, man, he comes up. He's the right guy in the middle of that order. You talk about all the star power they have, but Teo deserves his credit today, and he's going to continue to barrel the baseball like he's been doing early on this season.
Certainly did his part, going 3 for 3, 5 RBIs. Dodgers fall, though, 8-7. They drop 2 out of 3 to the Phils. Let's go back to Philadelphia. Dave Roberts right now with Kirsten Watson and the media.
Dave, we'll start with Tyler Glass now. Just when you kind of look at how this game started for him, and especially there in that third inning, what was just the telling factor for you that either stuff had kind of gotten out of command or just the issues he was having with the mound?
I do think that he was having trouble with the mound. He was having trouble with the rosin because of the conditions, and he just couldn't, reset and kind of regroup to kind of slow the game down, and it just went sideways on us.
As much as it kind of felt like after that grand slam, things really could have gone the Phillies' ways for this team to fight back, though, in this one. Just what does it say about this group as you guys continuously put yourselves in positions to find ways to win?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I feel really good about. I mean, a takeaway from this game. Obviously, you never want to lose a game or a series, but the way we kept competing and gave us, like you said, gave ourselves a chance to win, and it just didn't work out. But there was we put ourselves behind the 8 ball today. But it was good as the way we fought back, and I thought we made some big plays defensively. Kike being one of them, made some pitches with the relievers late that, kept those guys at bay somewhat. And but yeah, we just the game, they made plays when they needed to. The big hit by Castellanos obviously was a big blow too.
With Tyler, obviously, he seemed pretty frustrated with just the conditions out there. How much of the struggles that inning do you think were the actual conditions versus things maybe kind of getting in his head, or just kind of dealing with the frustration of, trying to settle down out there?
I think probably a combo, but I mean, the weather, it's a factor. Every pitcher that took the mound today had to deal with it, and it's unfortunate, but we still got to find ways to, we still walked 10 guys today, and they didn't walk anywhere near that, and it's tough to win a game when you walk 10 guys. It really is. And so I think probably, the things that I mentioned earlier, then it probably bled into some mechanical things. But again, you still got to find a way to reset and try to, minimize some damage and put the ball in play. But we just couldn't do that today.
Kind of a Gracie series in the sense that you're maybe a couple plays away from taking all 3.
Yeah, we were. But I think they could probably say the same thing. So it's 2 evenly matched teams. They're a good ball club over there. And you could tell the urgency that, Rob was managing over there. And we wanted it too. So 2 evenly matched teams, good series, and we just didn't do some fundamental things well today, whether it be on the pitching side, on the defensive side, the base running side, to give us a chance to win a series.
I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think you can get them put down and dry on the mound in the middle of an inning. Is that something that you guys have thought about during that stretch?
No, because it wasn't like he was slipping. It's like, that's one thing where it's like if he's slipping, but it wasn't the slipping. It was he just didn't feel like he could get a grip on the baseball, and obviously it's kind of raining, and
Can I ask you what the job he did today with the bat and the offense he provided for you today?
Yeah, I can't say enough about Teo. He just doesn't kind of let any type of performance, whether it be in a game previously, affect the at-bat of the game following. And so today, he pretty much single-handedly kept us in this one.
That read on Harper's double in the seventh that kind of started that rally.
Yeah, he took a bad read. It was a line drive hit hard. I think he broke in and then broke towards right field. And then at that point in time, he was beat by the baseball. So it was just a tough read, yeah.
What happened with Snell?
He started his bullpen and experienced some soreness. And so we're going to evaluate him and see how it looks for Tuesday, but it doesn't look promising.
He's on the IL.
Is he on the IL? Yeah, so I didn't know they'd put him on the IL. Today. He threw a bullpen today and some soreness. And so we just felt that right there, you're going to miss a start. So we can backdate to 3 days. And so I'm sure we're going to bring some. I don't know who we're bringing, but yeah. So somebody's going to make, obviously, someone will make his start on Tuesday.
Well, we heard Dave Roberts talking about Teoscar Hernandez, and Dontrell also mentioned he was like a high school kid, best player on the field today. Jerry, we should probably break down the multiple home runs from Teo.
Yeah, even in the loss, obviously Teoscar Hernandez has been clutch ever since he put on that Dodger blue. We're going to break him down in that K zone. Outstanding at bats. Here starts out in the first inning, little 2-out lightning, gets a first pitch fastball. Remember that pitch, kid? 95 center cut, a little bit of sink. Here's that slider. It looked like a combo a little bit. Got away from him. It's still 1-1. They're trying to crowd him with the fastball. Does not hit his spot. And guess what? Remember that pitch I told you, that first pitch, that sinker? Same pitch. And Teoscar Hernandez able to deposit it over the seats. 2-0 show Dodgers at that time. Love understanding the situation. Okay, 94 sink. Here it is again. See if you can hit it. No. Combio down and in. Another combio. 2-1 count is in his favor. They want to crowd him with a fastball. Where does it leak out? Up and away. Outstanding swing, getting the barrel to it. Great extension. Hitting that fair pole once again. Side by side, look at the head, the concentration. One is down, middle, one is up in the zone, but either way, he is balanced and he finishes the swing. Outstanding job, Teoscar Hernandez, getting to the ball and getting great extension and driving it over the wall the other way. Great swing.
He's super strong, you know what I mean? And he's allowing Sanchez to supply the power. So all he's trying to do is just meet the barrel in that zone. And so when you're comfortable at the plate, you allow the baseball to travel deep, and then you have line-to-line power. He's getting better and better at the plate. He's going to be an all-star this year. I hope he's in the home run derby again to defend this crown. But every time this team needs a big hit and where certain pieces that are key are down, they trust him in the middle of the lineup to provide some damage, and he's been doing that since he's been in a Dodger uniform.
6th time in his career he's had a 5 RBI game. Unfortunately, wasn't enough today. Still more to come. Tyler Glasnow struggling with his footing on the mound today. We will hear from the Dodgers all-star right-hander coming up next. Plus, the Big Show providing a Hollywood finish to his bobblehead night with a walk-off home run to beat the Braves. Our top 10 plays of the week. Straight ahead. Top Tier Stat Line is brought to you by Arco, and it's Jack Dreyer's pitching line today. Jerry goes 2 1/3 innings, had 4 strikeouts, put up zeros on 36 pitches.
Obviously not the easiest place to pitch today in Philly because of the conditions, wet, cold, but he did an outstanding job. Showed great velocity, great command of all his pitches, and he's got that want-to swag that you need to pitch in the show.
Well, the Dodgers fall, though, 8-7. Tyler Glasnow looked outstanding in his first 2 innings, but then the rain started to come. He struggled maybe with the grip of the baseball and also the footing there on the mound. Let's hear right now from Glasnow with Kirsten and the media.
Tyler, obviously the conditions weren't great out there today, but would you say that the mound was the bigger issue, or kind of was it just feel, especially there in that 3rd inning?
I think maybe just a mix of both. I think once I had a couple, maybe poorly gripped balls, I think I lost my like aggression and like rhythm, I guess, like within the mound. So I think I just lost some feel, and then that kind of compounded into a bad inning.
Obviously, you did a lot of hard work to kind of eliminate that side of kind of getting so in your head with the mechanical side of the game. Just, is there at least a takeaway for you that you can take from this outing that with kind of just getting back to where you want to be?
I think it's just more like, so I guess I couldn't be aggressive. I think I couldn't really like use everything I wanted to. Yeah, I think it was just kind of like a rough day. But yeah, just trying to go out the rest of the week and figure it out.
Is that because you didn't trust the mound conditions that you might slip, or?
I think just I had a couple that kind of came out weird, kind of like split-fingered, and I think after that I just started to think about like I don't want to get on it too hard, and I think I could have just eliminated the thought a little bit more about the mound and the conditions and just try to get out of my head. But I think I just kind of like lost my aggression and started to feel about like landing a little different and trying not to be as aggressive out front.
Is that when like you kind of gave out and they came to check on you? Is that?
I don't know. I think it's just more maybe like kind of velo ticking down. Just wanted to come and check if I was all right. It was all right though.
How much just like frustration is there when you're kind of battling that kind of stuff, and does that kind of play into it too when you talk about it?
I guess a little bit. I just think it was, like I said, it was just hard for me to kind of stay in that rhythm, and like I was just thinking about other stuff. And I guess if I could maybe just have like a grounds crew visit or something like that, and I think just maybe not let it compound so much.
How much have you had to pitch in these types of conditions before?
Yeah, I think I have before. I don't know if I've had pitched in like rain like that specifically, but I've definitely had to pitch in weather like that. So I think it's kind of one of those things too. Everyone has to go through it. Sanchez had to go through it, so there's not really any excuses. I just kind of have to go out and just find a way to execute next time.
So the rain starts coming down. You could see him struggling with his footing there, Dontrell, and he admitted that he had trouble gripping the baseball at times. And he also admitted it's kind of becoming a mental battle at that point, and you can attest to that.
You know, it's a tough scenario, but you have to mentally be strong out there. And he basically said it. He allowed all the scenarios, whether the mound, the grip, the frustration of not getting calls, get to him. And that's just the bottom line of it. And so you start to see him get a little emotional. Then all of a sudden you start to see him fall behind the count. 2-0, 3-1. He tried to back off the fastball. Now you understand why the velo tick went down to 93, because now you're just trying to play catch, but you can't lose your aggression out there in that scenario. And when you're down, when you're up 2-0, the way he walked the mound, it felt like the game was tied already. So you can see this coming very quickly. And so when you do that, you send not only a message in your dugout, but you send a message to the other side that, hey, he's not comfortable out there. Let's make him throw strikes. Let's make him come across this plate. Even when he did throw a strike, they still didn't believe in his conviction because he didn't give the energy that he was convicted out there. So sometimes you got to give yourself a TV timeout, if you will. Get a new rosin bag. Get another rosin bag. When I pitched in Miami, when it rained and as sweaty as I was, looking like Patrick Ewing in the fourth quarter, like, you have to do things to keep yourself comfortable on the mound. And so, you know, the bottom line is, it's just a tough day at the office, and hopefully he learns from this for his next start.
Patrick Ewing taking strays.
Well, man, listen, glistening.
Yeah,
you know
he was glistening. Patrick Ewing was a bad boy. But anyway, listen, when you're in that situation, and this is a good learning situation here for Tyler Glasnow. Obviously, you might be asked to pitch in the postseason in conditions just like that. We could be back in Philadelphia, Game 3 of the NLCS, or whatever game on the road. You may be pitching in similar conditions, so maybe he learns from this. But either way, athletes, especially whether you're on the field, on the court, are always looking for an edge. And he kind of showed us in that third inning where I don't feel comfortable. And I'm telling you, hitters pick up on that right away. Okay, you know, we're going to make him, you know, throw the ball over the plate, center cut, make him come to us. Obviously, the walk total went up, and they jumped on him after that. So hopefully he uses this as a good learning experience.
Teoscar, obviously it was a tough just loss, especially how you guys fought back at this one. But when you look at the offensive results you were getting personally, you against Sanchez, what was working so well for you at the plate?
You know, I was trying to get a little bit more space between home plate and the batter's box, just so I can get more space to get the sinker. I get some out over the play, and I'm just, you know, trying to put it in play, see what happens, and I get good results today.
Adjustments you've made just in general or just specifically for this matchup that you saw?
Just for today, but obviously if it's working for me moving forward, I'm gonna keep doing it. You know, we try to make adjustment during the games, during at-bats, day by day, just to see if we can get a better result for the team, and that's what I did today.
Space, like where you're literally standing in the batter's box?
Tell you seen Sanchez only 6 times before today. Were you seeing the ball really well out of his hand? Is that part of the reason you had success?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously make those mistakes. He wasn't making a lot of mistakes. He made it to me, and I was just ready for it.
What does it say about you guys that, you know, we're only 11 games into the season, but giving up 6 runs in 1 inning, you're not just giving away that game?
We know the team that we have, especially from last year. We know we can get back into the game easy when we losing by 5, 6 runs because the way we take at bats, we're not taking at bats for ourselves. It's just more for the team. Just trying to get on base, keep the line moving, and just score runs inning by inning, and just get it closer.
Do you feel like in the 2 games that you lost here, in some ways you beat yourselves?
Not really. You know, they play really good baseball. They take good at bats today. A lot of walks and close pitches. You know, credit to them.
ドジャース、フィリーズに7、8惜敗、宇宙の乱打戦。テオスカー驚異の2発も、ドジャース、フィリーズに無念の惜敗。敵地フィラデルフィアで行われたドジャース対フィリーズの一戦は、雨が降りしきる中で幕を開けた。初回から、ドジャースはテオスカー、ヘルナンデスがいきなり豪快な右方向へのツーランホームランを放ち、エドマンと共にホームを踏み、鮮烈な先制パンチを浴びせる。しかし3回裏、試合の流れが突如として暗転した。フィリーズのハーパーが左方向への敵地打を放ち、マーチャンが生還、ターナーが2塁へ、シュワーバーが3塁へ進塁する。さらにドジャース先発のグラスノーが悪天候の影響で制球を乱し、ワイルドピッチを連発。この間にシュワーバー、ハーパー、ターナーが立て続けに得点し、試合は一気に混戦模様へ。そしてフィリーズのカステヤノスが左方向へ逆転満塁ホームランを叩き込み、ドジャースは4点を失い、大きくリードを許す展開となってしまった。だが、この苦境でもドジャースの投手は全く折れない。4回表、再びテオスカーが357フィートを飛ばす圧巻のソロホームランを放ち、反撃ののろしを上げると、5回にもそのテオスカーがまたも左翼線を鋭く破るタイムリー二塁打を放ち、エドマンをホームに迎え入れる。さらに7回表にはベッツが中堅へ痛烈な二塁打を放ち、ページズがホームインし、大谷翔平を三塁へと進める。そしてテオスカーはまたも犠牲フライを右翼方向へと放ち、大谷を迎え入れた。続いてスミスが中堅方向への二塁打でベッツが生還。ドジャースは驚異的な粘りを見せ、再び試合を白熱させた。しかしその裏、フィリーズも負けじとスタッドが右翼方向へのタイムリー安打を放ち、ハーパーが生還。ケプラーを三塁へと進める。さらにソーサの内野ゴロの間にケプラーが生還。再びリードを奪い返されてしまう。最後まで諦めず猛攻を続けたドジャースだが、あと一歩が届かず、結局8対7という悔しい結果でこの激闘に幕を閉じた。惜敗を喫したとはいえ、テオスカーの神がかり的な打撃、そして大谷翔平を軸としたドジャース打線の執念深い猛攻は圧巻の一言であった。次戦も、この熱き戦いは続く。今後もドジャース、そして我らが大谷翔平のさらなる活躍に目が離せない。